Hey gang, I hope this fine sunny day finds all of you guys doing great and enjoying some time in your workshops. I thought it was a good moment to do a quick review of one of my new favorite things. I mentioned it on Facebook and there was a lot of interest, and I thought it would be a good time to actually show you guys the real deal, and that is this, my new proxxon mini drill. This is specifically, if you want to write down some numbers, this is the proxxon micromot 50EF, and it's the model number 28512, and it costs about $51 on Amazon, and you also have to buy an additional piece, which I'll show you in a minute, which is a power supply. And the power supply is about another 30 bucks, and it's the 38706. And the reason that you've got to have the power supply is, first of all, because with the plug on the rotary tool itself, you can't plug that into a normal outlet, at least normal if you're an American. Maybe you can plug it in Germany, where this is made, I don't know, but even if you can, you won't get the speed control that this thing offers unless you're using the 12-volt power supply. So you've got to have that, and I'll show you what that looks like here pretty quick, and then I'll just show you this thing in action a little bit, some of the things I've been using it for. Okay, here you go, gang. This is a little closer look at the tool itself, and you can see, hopefully this will focus as I move in closer, you can see that it has a variable speed control. Now, this is not very clear, but if you can read there, it shows that the range is from 0 to 20,000. Now, there's been some question about the actual minimum speed on this thing. It says in the instruction manual and several places online that it's 5,000 RPM. But it also says that if you're using the speed control, that the minimum speed is lower. I honestly don't know exactly what it is. I know, and you'll see here in a minute when I turn it on, that the minimum speed is really low. It certainly does not seem like 5,000. When I compare it to my Dremel, which definitely does start at 5,000, this thing just doesn't seem to be turning anywhere near as fervently. So, bottom line is that regardless of what the actual number is, the thing works, and you'll see that. Now, here is the other piece. There you go. That is the power supply, and you can see where the funky plug is plugged in there, and then this unit plugs into a normal 110 volt wall outlet. Okay. Now, what I'll attempt to do is show you a little bit of it in action, hopefully without breaking off a drill bit, which I certainly do regularly enough, and you'll get a little bit of an idea of how the thing runs. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay, that is the lowest RPM setting. You can see it'll get whizzing along there. I think one of the really important things is that this thing has got pretty low torque. See, I can actually stop it with my hand. Probably not a good idea, but I did that just to demonstrate to you that the thing is not super powerful like your standard Dremel is. And where that's really helpful is in situations like using a cutting burr or a polishing cloth, buffing wheel, both of which I've done. I've used it several times with a cutting tool, and it makes short work of styrene without melting it, and that's the key thing, because a Dremel, if you've ever tried that, you know that it's just too gnarly, and it'll turn plastic into mush before you can even blink. So this thing, much better. I so far haven't had any problem with it melting anything. Now, the polishing wheel works pretty good too. What I'm hoping is that I'll find some ways to use that with things like the AK True Metal that's got to be buffed out in order to give you that true metallic finish. But anyway, what I'm using this for right now is, you can see I'm working on these wheels, and my intent, we'll see how it goes, is to replace all of these spokes with actual wire. And in order to do that, you've got to drill out all of the holes for the new spokes to go into. And for 2 wheels, by the time that's all said and done, that's going to be 144 little tiny holes, 18 thousandths to be exact. That's what this bit is. And that's a lot of holes. And with my hands being in the condition that they are, hand drilling is just no good. Would take me a year to drill 144 holes. This thing is much, much better. I'll see if I can demonstrate, like I said, again, without breaking anything. Alright, you can see I've got to drill these at an angle in order for them to match the orientation of the new spokes. And I'm not even doing a pilot hole or a center mark. Just went right at it. I'm sure you can't see that on camera, but it's a very clean, nice little hole with no drama, which is exactly what you want from any tool. Just like that. Now, I just realized as I was sitting here finishing up this little drilling project on this wheel that I forgot to talk about one of the most important things about the proxxon mini drill, one of my favorite things, and that is this. Let's see if I can get this bit out of here. Okay, there it is. This is a true fully adjustable chuck. And that's great because you don't have to be constantly changing collets. And so one of the things I use is these awesome little circuit board drills that Cohen recommended. And you can see they have a 1/8 inch shank, and they all do. So that reduces the amount of fiddling about to change bits and cutters and whatever by an order of magnitude. One of my favorite things about this tool. Okay guys, I hope that was a thorough review and answered any questions that you might have about the proxxon mini drill. I've never done a review before on anything, so I have no idea if I'm doing it right, but hopefully it'll give you a better idea of what this thing can do and how it might be useful in your own workshop. Personally, I think it's a great value. Not a whole lot of money. Again, it's 80 bucks for the pair plus shipping from Amazon. And I've already decided that it was cheap at twice the price. Alright guys, take care, and again, thanks for hanging out with me and putting up with my video blabbing. Much love.